to the European Challenger Series. Now, I know I am not affiliated by any means with Riot Games, but I would like to work on my casting. So, I loaded up this VOD the other day and I realized that there was no casters. I thought that was kind of strange. So, before I watched the rest of the game, I paused it and I fast forwarded a bit and still no casters throughout the rest of the game. So, I figured I would take it upon myself to cast this game for you. And mostly for me, because I really just want feedback on my casting because I do a lot of intramurals with my university. So, with that being said, let's jump right into this game. First, let's do picks and bans. So, who's playing this game? On the left side, on the blue team, we have Dignitas EU, with Wonderwear in the top lane, Broken Shard jungling, Sunsex in the mid lane, Kobe playing ADC, and Voidal as support. On the red side team, we have Soaz in the top lane, Amazing at jungle, Xpeke in the mid lane, Niels as ADC, and Mithy support. Before we talk about the players, let's look at the bans here. Dignitas is banning out Ahri, Morgana, and Nidalee. The Ahri is definitely for the mid lane. She is one of the best mage mid lanes with a lot of assassin potential right now in the meta after her recent buffs. So they're going to take that away. Good choice. I like the Morgana ban here as well because she can be played successfully in all three lanes. So taking that away can stop a lot of flex picking that will confuse different teams in the pick and ban phase. So another good ban. And Nidalee. Nidalee is an interesting one because she is considered to be one of the best European junglers at the moment, up there with Rek'Sai. So they're going to take that one away from Amazing. And Rek'Sai is going to hover over Rek'Sai, or sorry, Amazing is going to hover over Rek'Sai, the next best jungler in the European region. The bans from Team Origen are Cassiopeia, Zed, and LeBlanc, all mid-focused bans. I think they really want to shut down this mid laner, or at least give Xpeke a lot of room to carry. So by that I mean give him a very comfortable matchup where he can dominate or at least shut down the enemy mid laner. So we'll see how that goes. Right now it looks like Dignitas has picked up Lissandra, a really strong flex pick for either top or mid. She's great for hard engaging and is like one of the best mages at the moment. Soaz has locked in Annie. Of course that'll probably be for support. She's one of the best supports I think for also hard engaging. She's, as you've seen her a lot of play in the recent LCS, she's really good at being able to zone against the enemy bot lane if they try to do that 2v2 lane. So we'll have to see about that. If they decide to do a lane swap, if Dignitas decides to do a lane swap, it could be a little bit easier for them, but a lot harder for their top laner. So we'll see how that plays out. Right now the bot lane has been locked in for Dignitas. They will pick up Lulu. Of course Lulu is a flex pick, but I'm assuming she's going bot lane because we do see a lot of Lulu supports in European region, which is interesting because she's not played as a support in almost any other regions. So we'll have to wonder if either they're onto something or if they're missing out on other supports. But I think Lulu is a good support. She brings a lot of utility to the game. She can keep someone alive with her ultimate, her wild growth, and she's very versatile in what she decides to do. If she wants to use her QEW for damage and polymorph, or if she wants to speed up and shield her own teammates, she can do that as well. So going along with her in the bot lane is Kalista. Kalista is probably one of the best ADCs as well on this patch, along with Corki, Jinx, Graves. They're all really strong ADCs. Of course, Kalista has the kiting ability, if she's able to pull it off, to get away from this Annie and this hard engaged team with the peel from Lulu. So I think that's a good pick into Annie. Origins has now picked up Maokai for the top lane, I'm assuming, and Corki for ADC. So we've seen a lot of Soaz in the past where he would play on Fnatic and he'd always go for these crazy picks, such as like Yorick top lane and stuff like that. But now he's going for a tank. He's just going back to the meta. He wants to have a fair laning against Lissandra if he does go up against her. He doesn't want to get bullied too hard. Maokai is really good against Lissandra because of his easy sustain, and he's got decent wave clear with his QE. So we'll see how that one goes. But I think he's going to have a pretty decent laning phase. And Corki picked up as well for a high burst ADC to go really well with the high burst from Annie. at level 6, so let's see how well they can couple together. Let's see their synergy in the bot lane. It is yet to be seen by me. Maybe a lot of you people haven't seen it as well. Over on the mid side of Dignitas, we have Xerath locked in the mid lane. I think Xerath is one of the best mid laners right now if you're going for this poke comp. But the problem here is they haven't seen the enemy team's mid laner, so he could easily be counterpicked. Of course, they did take a lot of the assassins off the field themselves. Origen picked away or banned away a lot of the potential counters for this easy to gank Xerath. So maybe that's why they thought they could lock it in pretty well. So we'll see how Sunsex does on that. But they're hovering over Ezreal. This could be a double AD comp from Origen. Before he locks that in, let's talk about the Jarvan for Broken Shard. Jarvan, one of the very, staple junglers for this patch and for a lot of League of Legends. He's always been a big part of the jungle, and he is still a strong pick. I think with this team comp, they're gonna need the Dignitas team is going to need some really good, solid early game fights where they can win some skirmishes before they start doing a lot of hard engages in the late game. Because of the poke coming up from the double AD comp here, they will be able to poke them up before a team comp or before a team fight and basically stop their hard engage if they want to with the appeal from Amazing and Soaz, and also the stuns from Mithy. So we'll have to see how both teams play this out. Right now, though, it's going to look like a pretty good game. I'm interested to see Expeke on Ezreal because usually he doesn't usually play like the passive. Well, he does sometimes play passive like Oriana and stuff like that. But this double AD comp, I've never seen it happen really. But it could be good. It could be good. We'll have to see. Of course, Origen is the more well-known team here. They do have a lot of players from Fnatic. This is Expeke's team. He basically built it by himself. He had help from other people to pick up the support and the ADC Niels. And I'm assuming they have the advantage in this one. We do see some other popular names coming up, like Broken Shard played in both the LCS for Europe and North America. He could be a good factor in this game. We know he's the usual shot caller. He's very open to talking during the games, and he's a big voice in the team. So on any team he's on, he's a big voice. So we'll have to see what kind of decisions he'll be making throughout this game. Also, Voidal is a familiar name. He's going to be playing support here. So with those two, they do have a lot of experience on Dignitas EU, but I'm assuming that Origins is going to definitely have a bit of an advantage for an experienced team with probably a good amount of synergy already established. Alright, let's watch this level 1. It looks like Origen is going to go straight top lane, and only 2 members of Dignitas will be moving towards that top lane. 3 members, sorry. They're going to move in now. They are spotted by Jarvan at this pixel bush on the top side of the river. OG is moving in as a 5-man team. They are spotted by a ward. They will get the ward kill, so that's good for denying early vision. They're just going to brute force their way in here as the bot lane from Dignitas will move in to the bottom side jungle of Origins. Mithy just zoning away Wonderwear. A few auto attacks. He's going to stack up some gold there from his item passive. And they do get the 2 wards in, actually. 3 wards on the bottom side of Dignitas' jungle. They will put, wow, 4 wards. And there's the 5th one. They really want vision over this. They want to see where the enemy jungler is starting so that they can move accordingly. They also want to look for the lane swaps. They're going to see, right now, all they see is Lissandra in the top side lane. So they will move their ADC and support up to the top lane. They're going to go for the lane swap. This is going to be mainly for denying farm from Lissandra, I'm assuming. She has no idea, wow. Oh, she does have an idea now, but usually when you're getting lane swapped upon, the top laner will move towards where the jungler is and do a double jungle kind of thing that shows she can get some gold and some experience. Right now we just see Maokai starting off with the Raptor buff. He's going to grab that and get level 2, which is a really smart move by him. So that way he won't be He'll still be getting gold and experience while also not being zoned out on the bot lane, so he's going to grab those and then just probably recall and teleport. No, never mind. He's going to move towards the mid lane here. This could be a level 2 gank onto Sunsex. Yep, he's going to move in here with the help of Amazing. He will flash Twisted Advance right on top of it. Flash, good flash used by Sunsex. And the rest of the team shows up for them. They're going to go in on top of Soaz. He's going to be brought really low. Good flash from the Lysandra will clean up that first kill, but Lysandra is able to, or Jarvan goes down as well. Rek'Sai is picked off. So overall, a 2-for-1 trade in the favor of Dignitas. Great work by them to react to that early level 2 pressure. Also, with the help of Voidal roaming up, they were able to secure that. Good work by him to notice that they were under pressure in attack, so the man advantage pays off there. And they're going to poke Soaz, or Expect out on the tower. He almost gets taken down. Wonderwear does not go in on his E. And Expect is able to get out of there. Or is he? Voidal comes in. Soaz is here now. Voidal is somewhat caught. He will be slowed, but it looks like he's just going to limp away from this. So really good reactive play by Dignitas here to... Oh, we're going to have a pause. So yeah, really good reactive play from Dignitas to basically notice what's happening level 2. They didn't have warding, but they reacted just in time. They brought everyone up to the mid lane. They stopped the potential first blood from Soaz and Expeke. Good work by them. Now I think they're just going to move down to the bot lane with their support and ADC, try to just either freeze that up and grab farm. Yeah, I think both the top and the bottom lanes are going to just freeze. And the mid lane will probably have to... It looks like now the Xerath has a big lead over Expeke when it comes to CS. So he's probably just going to push him under tower and try to harass him out. Hopefully he'll cause Expeke to recall, and then he'll be able to recall himself with the lane pushing towards Expeke, and Expeke will lose a lot of CS the whole wave, most likely. Oh no, Mythy, come back. Yay! Meanwhile, the supports are most likely going to roam for a lot of this game. With the lane swap, they don't have to always be by the side of the ADC. The ADC will most likely freeze in CS. And it's up to the junglers really to set the pace. The junglers and the supports will set the pace of this early game as we see a lot of roaming going on from the supports. And I think with that in mind, we will probably be giving the lead over to... Wow, Mythy's really having problems here. Probably going to give the lead over to the Jarvan and Lulu because of that first game, or that first fight. And with that first fight in mind, the pressure is going to be on Origen. They're going to have to play back for a little while, especially since they don't have really great laners. Expecting the mid lane with Ezreal is not going to be getting solo kills unless Xerath really messes up. So we'll have to see how that goes. You know, I'm going to try to fast forward through this pause since I do have the font here. Yeah. Holy. Alright, looks like we'll be getting back into the game very shortly. Alright, here we go. So yeah, Soaz is completely zoned away from this, and Rek'Sai is on the top side of the map, so they will just go ahead and steal this blue buff. Good work by them. Broken Shard picks that one up. Seeing that, Amazing moves into the top side jungle of Dignitas. He's going to pick up their blue buff with the help of Mythy. And Expeke did return back to base, and they let Soaz take over this mid lane. This was a pretty smart call by Origins, realizing that realizing that Expeke was going to get pushed to tower. They just let Soaz soak up a lot of farm and XP there. Good work by them. He will force Sunsex back out and force him to recall. We see Niels just farming as usual, as the ADCs do. Ooh, Wonderware will spot Mythy in the enemy jungle. He's going to try and start a fight, but Mythy grabs a stun on him. Here comes Rek'Sai now. Another Q, not another stun primed up, so they will both just walk away from each other. They do have vision on them with the help of this Wolf Smite. In comes Voidal. This is another 4-man fight. It looks like he's going to go in. He does not want to get in there. He already used his flash in the past fight, so everyone will just back away. The early warding for Origen is really good. They already have 2 more wards deep, 3 more wards deep in the topside jungle of Dignitas, and a nice pink ward on the pixel bush in the top side for entrance to the jungle. Whereas Dignitas is really lacking on wards already. They basically have no vision. They have one ward. They have the Scuttle Crab down the bot side, and they have one ward on the side of the mid lane, but other than that, they can't see much. And look, Origen's already pinging out where Broken Shard is. They can react accordingly to this. So, good work by them. Just looking at how the laning will play out here. Voidal is all alone up in the top lane here, and he will get poked out sufficiently. Good work by them. Good zoning. Jarvan is going to move towards his Krugs, I think, but other than that, he's probably just going to... Is he low? No, he's probably just going to move into the middle of the map and try to get some early pressure down on the mid lane here, I think, after that. I don't think he'll be ganking bot lane since there's not a lot of kill potential with just a Kalista. And as these lanes sort of sort themselves out, we see that the top laner and the support have both gone top. We've seen this a lot recently when it comes to lane swaps. If your top laner is going to get zoned a lot with the 2v1, they will send the support up to help her out, which is really good play, really good reactive play. Since Voidal would be roaming anyways, he can just be a helpful hand. We see Rek'Sai coming up to the top lane now. They do ping him out. Amazing will be spotted. And he is standing on top of a ward. Can't finish that off either. Jarvan is going to move bot lane now. He's going to try to zone off of the CS from the Maokai, I think, as Voidal gets some good poke in here. Yeah, he is going to go into him. Soas will just Twisted Advance onto him, and looks like, ooh, a lot of Ren damage coming out there. They're still kiting. They want to grab him under tower. Brookshan will take the first hit, and they decide to back out. Oh, flash forward from Mithy, and Niels will go straight forward. The Ignite is on him. He will go down. Good fight by them. Amazing is here as well. He will probably help picking off Voidal. Voidal is going to limp away from this one, and knocked up by Amazing. They're going to give the kill over to Niels, and he grabs that for his second kill. Good work by the top lane slash bottom lane of Origen. Really setting that one up. I think that Voidal was poking sufficiently while not looking at the HP of his Lissandra. Lissandra was getting poked as well by Corki, and Annie just decided to completely ignore Voidal and go straight flash and smite, or flash and stun onto the Lissandra, which was a really good call. Good synergy from that lane, as they both decided to go for the same target, cleaning up the easy double kill. Amazing now moving over to his red buff here. Again, we see really good warding from red side team, but very insufficient warding. Actually, red side team has lost a lot of its deeper wards, but they still do have two good pink wards. Looks like Jarvan now will be getting his vision sustained and ready to go for hopefully a dragon if they can. It looks like they're bringing Lulu back down to the bot lane, and Lissandra is recalling, so they may go for a dragon here. But Maokai is also back to the top lane, so the bot lane for Origins, who is already established to have a gold lead and are really dominating. They probably can't contest that. Rek'Sai will just be using her ult to farm. So now we get to see how this 2v2 lane plays out. But unfortunately, it's not an even lane anymore. Niels and Niels and Mithy already have a nice advantage with that first couple of kills. And they will try to force the dragon here. Camera's going crazy. Xpeke's taking a lot of poke from this mid laner. But they will burn down the dragon with no contest. They know they're under-leveled and under-farmed. They can't fight them. They will just give that up. Looking at the farm across the board here, we see a huge advantage for Lissandra. Bringing that support up to help when the 2v1 lane was very crucial for her. So that's good work by Dignitas to be able to get their top laner on a lot of farm and keep her relevant in this game. The junglers, the CS is very even, and it doesn't matter much about them. It's more about their impact in the game than their farm. Ezreal and Xerath are pretty close. Ezreal is down by 5 CS, but the wave is pushing towards him. He'll be able to pick up 3 more. Was Amazing spotted by that ghoul? No, only eyes on the bot lane for this, so this could be a gank. No, he's backing out. He doesn't want to waste too much time here. The bot laners, it looks like the CS is also very even for them. Kalista is building towards Blade of the Ruined King, which is interesting. You'll see a lot of players either go for the Hurricane or the Blade of the Ruined King. It's mainly playstyle, I think, but this item gives her a lot of sustain in the early parting of the game. And we'll see what else she builds afterwards, if she gets enough gold. Besides that, we see Rek'Sai moving into the bottom side jungle of Dignitas. They will spot him with the pink ward, and they ping him out, as well as they ping out Annie. They realize where they are. Xerath backs off accordingly. They find the pink ward. Soaz is going to get engaged on here, and the Void... Xerath responds accordingly. Sorry, Rek'Sai responds accordingly. And it looks like they will just back off. The ultimate from Lysandre used unnecessarily, as they could not complete the gank. And he's just going to move back down to bot lane here. Oh, big engage from Annie here. Wild Growth used immediately. Ignite as well as ticking. Voidal is a little bit too far in front right now. Mithy thought he had an advantage there. Didn't even have to use Flash to get the stun. And he will just burn out the Wild Growth. And he uses his own Ignite there as well, I think. So really not much traded. Oh, nope, the Flash from Kalista was used as well. My mistake, so they did burn the Flash there. Good work by them. Flash for Ignite is probably a good trade for whoever used the Ignite. Rek'Sai now just roaming around the mid lane. He wants to create pressure for Xmithy, or for Expecto. Wow. Expecto to really try to push in this Xerath. He now has his tier building up, so he will be able to continuously CS with his Q under tower, or push the wave in towards his Xerath. I really want to see this team get into a late game situation with the double AD comp, see how they poke them out, poke the enemy team out, get them low, and then try to hard engage with the use of the Rek'Sai and Soaz his Maokai. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I really want to see how they synergize together as a team, or if they decide to do some sort of split push with maybe one of the ADCs. We'll have to see. But right now, Dignitas holding their own against probably one of the best teams in the European challenger scene right now. The gold advantage is literally 0.1k. So it's like 100 gold lead. That's pretty non-impactful, I should say. Only one dragon really to show for the lead for this Origins team, and Soaz will continue to try to zone Wonderwear here. Wonderwear does not want to even try to fight this Maokai at all. Rek'Sai will move up to the top lane. Amazing just going to go towards his red buff here. Looks like we're just stalling out here, and we're hopefully going to see a big fight coming up at this this next dragon, in minute 30. Because I think both teams, if they ward sufficiently, Dignitas and Origins could have a small fight here, as both teleports are up. It depends on how well they position themselves around the dragon beforehand. Ooh, Wonderwear is going to go in on Soaz. Soaz pops his ulti. Broken Shard is here. He was roaming top lane. He misses his EQ combo, but it looks like he's got the red buff going, and he will pick up that kill. Good gank by them. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, flash heal used from Mithy and Niels, and they are able to pick up the stun and kill without even the help of Amazing, who roamed down bottom. So, 1-for-1 overall trade there, as both junglers show up to the side lanes to help their team. And a turret trade as well, so things are kind of speeding up here, and they will continue to push. Are they going to try to grab this second turret? Lysandre has to recall. She could teleport down here. Voidal is completely out of position. He has no way of defending this, and they will lose a second turret. Wow. Xerath is roaming down here as well, though. He is spotted by Expecto. This relieves a ton of pressure for Origins to be able to do Dragon now. They will probably just recall, ward up, and grab the Dragon in a few seconds. Amazing is going to stay, actually. Yeah, they're all going to stay. They're not going to recall. Voidal spot. spots amazing. Amazing will go over the wall. They are going to recall. No, Mithy cancels his backing. Meanwhile, Kobe is picked up by the ward here. They see where everyone is. Looks like Wonderwear is here first. He's going to try to zone them away from this dragon. They do need this dragon after that turret loss because they are down a sufficient amount of gold now. Ooh, boy. They will start this one off. Dignitas in a good position. The ultimate comes through. It looks like they're going to have the teleport. This is going to be a big fight. Kobe is completely knocked up and killed immediately during the fight, but Annie goes down on the backside. They will back away with just a 1-for-1 trade. It seems like Dignitas does not want to continue this fight. Oh, he does go back in for try to get the smite still. He is picked off immediately, though. And the ultimate, great ultimate from Sunsex. He is able to use his charges to pick up Rek'Sai in the backside. So overall, a 2-for-2 trade. But the dragon does go over to Origins, so they're looking really strong in this game. In that last fight, the Origin team was able to zone out the one side of the team while Soaz and Expeke went straight onto the ADC and was able to clean her up before the fight even really began. It looks like they're just going to try to force a lot of pressure mid here. They do have good warding on both sides and into the jungle of Dignitas. Voidal just sweeping up wards now. Of course, he really needs to push the vision out of his own jungle so that the enemy team can't see what they're doing at almost all stages of the game. And wherever the jungler is on the map, it's really hard for Broken Shard to be an effective jungler if they always have eyes on him. Speke poking a lot, even using his E to move forward. Really risky play. But again, he can play like this because of the great warding and the great map pressure coming out from the Origins team as we see a 3-man group towards the mid lane. Soaz is back bottom. He's just going to grab some easy farm and experience while Niels and Mithy move up top lane. They're going to grab this tower with the help of Amazing. Right now, the Kalista is not really solo farming or getting experience on her own, and I think that's a lot of wasted time for that ADC. She needs to scale up. She needs to be a big part of their team because right now Xerath does have a lot of damage with his 2 kills, but if they get both the solo laners going, it's only magic damage, and Origins can build accordingly. So they need their ADC to be a big factor in this game. Brokenchard going in pretty unexpectedly. He misses Yuki coming. He gets stunned up. Of course, the Wild Growth is used. He will get taken down by Expeke. That was an odd move from him. Good damage from the backline. He will use his ultimate. Can they dodge? Mithy just misses the last one. Lysandra does not move in on her E. The fight will end there. Brokenchard, that was... Not sure if the team was on the same page for that one as he dives in just to die. Now again, we see 4-man grouping mid lane while they could be getting solo experience and farm elsewhere. Soaz has moved bot lane to do just that. Now we see that the gold leads slowly start to expand towards Origin as they are now in 7-5 lead with 2 extra towers on their hands. Now as the game approaches the mid game, we're going to see a lot of small skirmishes, hopefully, as Mithy and Amazing try to get some picks with their good warding and rotations. But I do still want to see this siege comp from Origins with the double AD and their poking, but I think they're just going to keep Niels in a side lane, keep him split pushing, get him a lot of farm until later in the game where they have big, impactful team fights. In this, Rek'Sai again using her. Amazing is really doing a good job of keeping tunnels all over the map so he can use that ultimate wherever he pleases. Again, they haven't let Dignitas into their side of the jungle for most of the game, consistently deep warding in the early parts of this game, keeping them pushed in. Really good strategy from them. Continually forcing their solo laners or their ADC to share experience in the mid lane, which is never what you want. You always want to have your carries farming a lot by themselves, getting that solo experience in gold. Origen playing this game really well. It looks like they're moving amazing to the bot lane. He's trying to get a gank, I think. They ping at where the jungler is. And they're going to go in on him. Broken Shard just flag and drags away. So much pressure coming from Origins, even at the beginning of this game with the 5 or 4 deep wards. Constantly pushing the enemy team in. Really good work by them. This pink ward kind of in an odd spot. Teleport in from Wonderware. He's just going to be here to wave clear. And the poke, this is what I'd like to see. They're completely pushing them away from this tower. Soaz is going to move top. He's not needed here anymore. Great wave control by Origins, keeping the waves pushed towards them, or at least keeping a solo carry on the waves as they push. Wow, they're really trying to siege this one here. This is what I like to see from this comp. They're going to push them under tower. Amazing is here denying vision. Dignitas just does not know what to do. They can't move people away from this mid lane tower because they will lose it, and that relieves a lot of pressure for them on the map. But they're also letting Soaz gain a ton of experience and farm also by himself, so they need to pull the trigger here. They need to start the fight. Oh, Sonder back. She's probably going to move top lane. Another True Shot Barrage is going to come in here for a poke. With only 1 or 2 reliable sources of engage, they need to be able to get into that backline before the poking really cuts them down to half HP. Origen doing a good job playing out their compositions, win conditions, as a lot of people will say. And it looks like right now they're going to move towards the dragon, which is live. This will be their 3rd dragon, a huge buff for Origins. Especially since they're running sort of this disengage comp, they will be allowed to use that movement speed to disengage so much easier. Dignitas is not even reacting to this. Oh, so as catches Broken Shard, he will go in, but gets stunned up immediately. Take a lot of AP damage from the Xerath there. Continual pushing by Xpeke and Niels here as they continue to force down this mid tower. Hopefully, I really want to see a big fight now. Now that this poke composition has come to avail, Dignitas needs to do something. Here we go. The E. Nope, they will just move away from that. With Xpeke last picking the Ezreal here, they really Dignitas was not able to see their composition rounding out until that pick. And I think that was a really good pick and ban phase from them. They didn't give away what they were going to play until that last pick, at which point Dignitas had no chance to counter them. So again, it looks like we're just going to have a small reset on all the lanes as the teams recall and move back onto the map. Look at all these tunnels now. Even the tunnels, as well as the wards, have moved into the enemy team's jungle, and they have made no effort to clear them out. Amazing can basically go anywhere on the map. Look, he's being pinged out. He's already in the enemy jungle here. Sweeping wards, doing his job. Looking at the builds here, he did go for the red smite, which is really good for dueling in the late game. It also reduces damage that you take, which is really good when you're going in for a fight. But he also is going for a little bit more of a damage-oriented build here. He picks up the Hex Drinker, which will give him magic resistance and a little bit more damage. Usually you might see them go straight for Banshee's Veil or an Aegis to help his team, but Amazing decides he's a little bit ahead. He's going to grab more damage, as well as the Sightstone you'll see picked up by both junglers. The top lane here, we don't even have a Rod of Ages. We're going straight for the Righteous Glory with Maokai, which is a really good pickup because it can use for disengage and engage. Wow, huge chunk of damage coming down from Xpeke. Just using the Fog of War to be able to get that damage across. And Dignitas is going to have to back off yet again. This poke comp is so strong. Xpeke is really showing his skill in the mid lane. TP is used as the tower is taken down. She has home guard, but she is stopped immediately in her tracks. This is so tough for Dignitas. They need to use the flank. They need to get a deep ward in and teleport. See that ward near the the top river for Dignitas. I wish he had a teleported there to start of come around the backside and get a good engage. But they're not feeling confident enough to go for that. Look, even the jungler is trying to fight the solo laners. Oh, good flash Tibbers from Mithy, and they will pick off that kill on Broken Shard, and they'll probably be able to secure this tower now. Great reactive play as they saw Lysandre move towards the top lane and a few of the other teammates back. They pick off Broken Shard with ease. This Xerath ulti misses all 3 charges. Darn. With such a pretty fair and early, even early game, I wanted to see Dignitas really put up a fight against Origen here, but they can't deal with this poke composition. They can't get a good flank and pull the trigger and start a fight. And even if they did, the kiting available now with a lot of items completed, such as the Righteous Glory and the Frozen Fist, they can't get to them. They're just gonna get kited out. So far, Origen's really showing why they're probably a really big hyped up team. Neil's performing well, 3-0-3. The bot lane synergy seems to be there. Always going in together, always going on the same target. Really well played from them. And he's got a nice 40k CS lead. Mainly because Kobe had to be forced to come to mid to defend when Niels was off farming in a solo lane. Ooh. Another huge amount of damage coming across from Expeke. He's going to E4 to try to get more poke. And again, all 5 members of Dignitas are group mid lane. They can't keep this happening. They need to start getting solo experience. Again, the wave is pushing out. They can't even soak up the mid lane, or sorry, the bot lane farm because it is pushing too far. Origins continues to maintain this great wave management as they push mid and also grab farm on the side lanes. Even Amazing has ton better CS than Broken Shard, mainly because Broken Shard has died 4 times. Oh, Amazing is caught. Looks like he's all alone here. 3 men. Wow, even though he looked like he was all alone, the 3 members from Dignitas are so afraid to engage. This is so tough for them. Now the rest of the team is here. He wants to contest that. He will pick it up. He sees the ward with his oracles, but look at how close Expeke is playing. He's in EQ range. Expeke completely unafraid of these guys. He even eased over the wall. He might get caught by Wonderwear here. He is caught. He has the cleanse. Great work by them. Great Tibbers from 3 men. Zoni is used. The big fight here. Jarvan goes in, but he is forced to flash away. Solas is all alone in the back line. And he'll use poke out. Good disengage. But also really good engage from Dignitas. They were able to start the fight without losing any members. Unfortunately, they didn't pick up any members of their own. And they will have to back off and give Origins this dragon. Or will they? They move in and get completely annihilated by the burst from Niels. He did not see Mithy waiting for that stun. Huge damage comes across. 2 flashes forced. Amazing. Not able to pick that one up as the Kalista flashed away from the damage there. And they will pick up this 4th dragon as Amazing zones out. Not even needed for the smite. So that's what I mean by pulling the trigger there. They were able to start the fight, but unfortunately, Expeke is running cleanse. We didn't pick up on this, but I didn't pick up this earlier, but he is running cleanse against this heavy engaged team from Jarvan and Lysandre, and was able to use it there to great avail to keep himself from dying. So just another thing that Dignitas has to worry about when they start these fights. So tough for them to deal with this engage comp. And we even saw how big Soaz was able to zone out 4 members of Dignitas' team just by being a huge tank, letting his team DPS in the backline. So I really like the fact that Soaz did not go for a damage build here by getting the Rod of Ages. He just went straight tank. He was able to soak up so much damage for his team. Looks like they want to fight here. They're going to go in on Sussex. He's going to have to flash immediately. Mithy has been on point with his AoE stuns this game, hitting a 3-man Tibbers in the last one. And they are really pushing the pressure on Dignitas here. Now, Dignitas is not a lower member of the challenger scene. They are in the middle rankings, I think, right now. So it's not like this Origin team is really cleaning up on a low-level team. They are almost fairly matched. Of course, it's hard to say you're fairly matched against one of the some of the best players from the European region being on this team. And they will force this Baron. With so much poke happening in that bottom side jungle of Dignitas, or sorry, the top side jungle. Oh, another ultimate used from Mithy there. He will only get one. 6x Heroes to zone. They're continuing to burn down the Baron. Will they get it? Ulti used right on top of Baron. No steal. Looks like Amazing picks that one up. Soaz uses the Righteous Glory. They're going in. They want to fight. Whoa, where did Amazing go? He goes way out of there. Good ultimate on himself by Wonderwear, but he is going to go down. No, he zone uses right after. It looks like Amazing has come back to help the fight, but they're going to get kited out by the Kobe, and they want to keep fighting here. So far, it is a 2-for-1 trade with only the support going down from Origins. Dignitas is running. Good ultimate by Callista to save her support. That was a funny Void Rush from Amazing. He kind of left the fight and then came back. He wanted to get the flanking position. I'm not sure if it was really the smartest idea, but his team was too far ahead in that fight, and they were able to pick up the mid laner and the top laner. So great work by them. They forced their team out of the topside jungle. They forced the Baron. They forced the fight. They're just commanding this game, doing everything they want. So looking back, we have to kind of think, how could Dignitas have converted their early game lead into something more? It's hard to say really because of the deep warding that they had, but maybe they should have also started to deep ward against Origin, getting a lot of early game pressure on both sides. Roamed a bit more with Voidal. They did lose that early trade top lane, which put them really far behind. So maybe they just need to work on their synergy together as well. They don't seem to be a coherent unit, where a lot of the times they try to engage together, and it just hasn't worked out for them so far. A lot of times not pulling the trigger in the mid game when they needed to. And now we just see Origins grouping up as 5 will push down this mid lane. They do have the Banner of Command, which will be a huge a huge problem for Dignitas. They can't get that far into the back line. That minion is doing work. Of course, they can just brute force down this tower without the help of that minion anyways. It looks like Broken Shard wants to fight. He goes in, gets the Wild Growth on top of it. He is, meanwhile in the back line, Wonderwear is going to Zonia's, but it looks like Broken Shard is picked up. Mithy is in the front line, stunning continuously. True Shot Barrage goes right across the whole team. Double kill picked up for Amazing. He is huge in this game right now. And it looks like they will just take that 3-for-0 and grab the inhib here. Good work by them. Oh, Expeke goes deep underneath the tower. I'm sorry I couldn't pick that one up. I am not being able to control the camera. But great work by him. Completely dominating this game performance from Expeke. And Niels, the two ADCs in this game, showing why they are probably the best in the European challenger scene, looking to move towards the European LCS. What a game from both teams there. That was tons of fun. If you liked what I'm doing here, please give me a like or something. But mainly I'm just looking for criticism. Please help me be a better caster. As always, when I play League of Legends or when I cast, I am looking to improve. And mainly just thank you for watching. This was Peter Billy Bishop de Benedictus. And thank you.